What's going on? Welcome to Asian Cosell. So we have Caitlin Clark is your golden egg. And here's the ex-Clippers. Olden Polynice, the center, blames WNBA for not protecting their cash cow. So let's get into this article. And there's Caitlin Clark. Pretty much spent most of her season. Oops, let me go back to that. Most of the season. Yeah, on the sidelines, pretty much arguing with the officials. So that's pretty much what's been going down. And of course, they did lose game one to the Atlanta Dream 80-68. But here's the thing, Olden Polynice, and I remember watching Olden Polynice, appeared on the most recent episode of Byron Scott's Fast Break in a discussion that mostly centered on WNBA players demanding more pay. He took a slight detour to say that the WNBA needs to recognize that they have Clark and that it needs to do a better protector. Don't even take care of your own egg, and you still do, but let you clowns. Caitlin Clark is your golden egg. And Polynice pointed out in the rookie season, the schedule maker sent Clark to face the two toughest defensive in the league to begin her career, not exactly giving her a chance to start her rookie season on a high note. And Clark scored 20 points in her debut, and she turned it over 10 times in a 21-point loss to the Sun. And then her next two games are against Liberty and the team that would go on to win the title that year. Predictably, both of those games were two also lopsided Fever loses, especially the second one, which the Liberty won 102-66. So here you go. Polynice used an NBA comparison to demonstrate what the WNBA should be doing for Clark. You got to use that to your advantage, just like a lot of us fans said. He said of having such a popular superstar like Clark in the league. People clown and talked about, well, they had the Jordan rules and the league changed. Yet because they knew what was going on. Yeah, we need to protect our cash cow, we continued. We need to make sure that that Jordan brought the revenue, which was, 20 million strong in viewership. And Polynice got his argument a bit twisted. While the first he seemed to come at the WNBA for not doing a better job of protecting Clark, his stance eventually morphed into what sounded more of an attack on the players as he criticized them for demanding higher pay while not protecting Clark and the one who come helping them get there. And of course, the Jordan rules. Remember the bad boys, the Pistons, when Jordan came into the paint, what is it? Bill Lambier, Rick Mahorn, Dennis Rodman, John Sally, and then of course, having probably Clark rules. Yeah, just basically stick her all game long and foul the heck out of her. That's pretty much what the WNBA has. And it's a fine line for the league and the players to walk because Clark is the poster child of women's basketball. But that status breeds jealousy in other players. Everyone has something to prove when they go against Clark. And sometimes that feeling boils over, ends with a slap or a shove or a non-basketball play, especially, with a lot of these females playing. And like the Pistons back in the day, these women are competitors. They're not about to roll over so that the golden goose could look good. Just as Jordan once said, Clark is going to have to fight through it and earn everything she gets. Because outside of deterring hard fouls against her by reenacting more severe punishment for transgender, there isn't much the league can do to help. And of course, Clark missed a lot of the season. She only played 13 of 44 games. And that is bad for the league, bad for ratings, and bad for keeping the WN at the near top of the daily sports conversation. And this year, it was no fun watching Clark argue in street clothes with the officials. And yeah, it's just constant, hell. Constant, just hell. Constant hell freezes over. And of course, the WNBA's been offered a minimum of $250,000, and the max contract is $1,000,000. That's still not good enough for a league that's lost $10 million a year in the last 2 seasons with $40 million. So $80 million in the last 2 years. It's going to lose money, and this year's been a disaster. Nobody's paying attention. I mean, I was like, okay, I'm excited here too. I didn't even pay attention half the time. It's like, why the hell watch the game? Why even get up and get fired up for this? Because Clark's not playing. And that's just pretty much it. And I don't mean to sound like a broken record. The WNBA is afraid of making profits. But I guess, back in the 90s, I understand that Michael Jordan brings up that revenue. Starting with Larry Bird, Magic Johnson in the 80s Showtime. And then all of a sudden, after those two made it popular, Jordan, again, the ratings, 20 million strong. And then Kobe, but the W, we've been at a loss, almost 300 million. So even with the new deal, is that going to make up for all that money that the investors have lost? Probably not. Probably not. And we're going to see a woke stoppage probably next year. I don't see the season going off. I don't see it going off next year. And the new expansion teams, they have to figure out what to do because they're going to expand with Portland and Toronto coming in. Yeah, it's just going to be another year of devastation if nothing is done to protect our cash cow. All right, so if any of you enjoyed any of this content, please give me the HKO special. Help the king out. Hit the like, subscribe, and comment. And wherever you are, stay safe, and I'll see you in my next video.